In the quiet town of Hudson, Ohio, a respected professor and father was found dead, shot 7 times inside his home. No weapon, no clear motive, and a mysterious car seen nearby. What happened to Dr. Todd Morgan that April morning? This is a story of secrets, suspicion, and a chilling crime that shook a peaceful community. Hudson, a city located in the northern part of Summit County, Ohio, lies between Cleveland and Akron. Known for its affluent residential areas, the town features expansive colonial-style homes set on large lots, with streets shaded by mature trees. On the afternoon of Wednesday, April 19th, 2023, local law enforcement received a request to check on the well-being of a resident, 41-year-old Dr. Todd Morgan. A respected professor of business and finance at the University of Cleveland, Dr. Morgan was also a father of 2, a 10-year-old son from a previous marriage with Therese, and a daughter, nearly 5, from a later relationship with Mary. That day, he had planned to pick up his daughter from school. When he failed to appear, Mary grew concerned. After the school informed her that her child had not been collected, she retrieved the girl herself and made several unsuccessful attempts to contact Todd. Her concerns prompted her to call the Hudson Police Department. "Hi, I was wondering if I could request a wellness check. My daughter was supposed to be picked up by her father today, but the school called to say she was still there. I picked her up, but they couldn't reach him, and neither could I. This is really unusual, especially with the custody issues we're currently dealing with." At 6:55 p.m., officers Peggy and Bowen arrived at Dr. Todd Morgan's Hudson home. Inside, they found Todd lying near the back entrance, dressed in a robe with a severe head injury. Blood and multiple shell casings surrounded him, but no firearm was found. Initially considered a possible suicide, the absence of a weapon and shell casings throughout the home raised doubts. A casing at the foot of the stairs and an overturned piggy bank suggested more had happened. The master bedroom was disheveled, alcohol bottles, condoms, and wrappers scattered, but again no weapon. As detectives arrived, it was clear Todd had been dead for hours. He'd been shot 7 times, with at least 1 close-range wound to the head. The evidence pointed to a deliberate killing, not an accident. Signs of forced entry on the back door, bloody footprints leading out, and Todd's undisturbed valuables supported this. His car remained untouched, but his phone was missing. Whoever killed Todd came prepared and left quickly. Todd, 41, was a respected professor and devoted father. That day, his daughter waited at school, unaware her dad would never come. His death shattered a family and launched a homicide investigation. As officers continued combing through the residence, they recovered a total of 8 shell casings. They also located multiple firearms registered to Todd. One 9mm handgun was found buried beneath clothing in a closet, unloaded. Nearby, a shotgun was also discovered, similarly without ammunition. A second 9mm pistol, this one loaded with a round in the chamber and 4 in the magazine, was hidden beneath a Spider-Man mask in the master bedroom's nightstand. None of these weapons matched the ballistic evidence from the crime scene. The gun that killed Todd Morgan was still missing. With few physical leads, officers turned to the neighborhood, hoping someone might have seen or heard something unusual. Linda, a neighbor who lived a few houses down, recalled her daughter babysitting for Todd once or twice about a year earlier. Her impression of him was uneasy. "He was just off," she told police. "Drove a nice car, worked from home, renovated the whole house. But what does he even do? He said he worked in finance or computers or something. Always said he had errands or needed to go to the gym, like why would he need someone to babysit in the middle of the day?" When asked if Todd ever showed signs of depression or strange behavior, she couldn't provide specifics, only a lingering discomfort she claimed to have felt around him. "He just seemed weird. Something was always strange about him. Gave me a bad feeling." Next door, a recently retired grandfather named Brian spent most days at home and might have been the perfect witness, but he too had seen nothing and heard even less. "I'm here all the time, didn't hear a peep," he said. "Nothing unusual at all." Despite living in a tightly packed neighborhood, the violent death of Dr. Todd Morgan had gone almost entirely unnoticed. His final moments, brutal, calculated, and swift, unfolded within the walls of his suburban home without so much as a knock on a neighbor's door or a call to 911. a man widely regarded as a brilliant academic and loving father, was now the victim of a cold, targeted killing. And as investigators sifted through physical evidence and conflicting clues, the identity and motive of his killer remained a mystery. Some neighbors, however, had begun to piece together the strange details from that morning. Eugene and Sherry, a married couple who lived nearby, reached out to officers with information they hoped might help. They recalled hearing what they initially dismissed as routine morning noise, perhaps a car backfiring or distant construction. "He's a nice guy," Eugene said. "We've only known him about a year and a half, has kids, seemed like a good father." At around 7:20 a.m. on the morning of April 19th, the same morning Todd was supposed to pick up his daughter from school, the couple heard a series of sharp, popping sounds coming from the direction of Todd's home. At the time, they assumed it was nothing out of the ordinary. Traffic from the nearby road, maybe construction, or even Todd continuing the home renovations he'd been working on throughout the year. But what they remembered next would offer investigators one of their first potential leads. According to Eugene, a light-colored car, possibly gray or pale blue, was parked next to Todd's black Porsche in the driveway early that morning. "When I woke up at 5 a.m., that car was already there," he said. "It wasn't his, I'd never seen it before." Shortly after the sounds they later realized could have been gunshots, Eugene noticed someone exiting the house, walking briskly, not running, toward the unfamiliar car. They opened the car, pulled something out, a box or a package maybe, brought it back into the house. Then, a few minutes later, they came back out and left again, still moving quickly. Eugene described hearing multiple noises, 2 sharp cracks followed by what sounded like banging, a pause, and then several more rapid pops. "Could have been 3 or 4 more, he told officers. "We didn't realize at the time what it was." Though Eugene couldn't describe the driver or clearly identify the make of the vehicle, his wife, Sherry, had seen more. "I saw someone come out of the house," she said. "They had long hair, about shoulder length. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. Smaller frame, definitely not a big person." To her, the car looked more champagne-colored than gray or blue, a discrepancy that could suggest early morning lighting played tricks on perception. "It was a small car, not one I've seen around here before," Sherry added. "He usually has people over sometimes. There's a Jeep that's always around, I assume one of the moms. But this car, never seen it before." Sherry and Eugene agreed. This was no usual visit. Whoever had entered Todd Morgan's home that morning was unfamiliar and had left just as quietly as they had arrived. Unfortunately, when asked about security cameras, Eugene checked his Ring doorbell, but the angle hadn't caught anything useful. The street remained quiet. No one else had reported seeing the mystery car or its driver. Still, it was a start. The timeline given by the couple, between 7:15 and 7:20 a.m., fit uncomfortably well with the condition of Todd's body and the drying of the blood, as noted by officers at the scene hours later. And for the first time, investigators had something tangible to pursue, a vehicle, a time frame, and a description, however vague, of a potential suspect. On the morning of April 19th, 2024, neighbors Eugene and Sherry noticed a light-colored crossover vehicle parked near Dr. Todd Morgan's home in Hudson, Ohio. At 7:21 a.m., a 911 call was placed from Todd's phone. No one spoke, and the call disconnected. Moments later, the vehicle was gone. Todd, a Cleveland State professor, was found murdered inside his home. Surveillance footage, phone records, and a Ring camera helped police identify a suspect. Terriana Paschel, a 29-year-old woman from Akron. Terriana's phone was at Todd's house overnight. Her DNA was found inside, along with shell casings from a gun linked to a 2021 Cleveland homicide, also tied to her. Messages revealed she and Todd had connected on Bumble, and she offered outcall escort services. On the morning of his death, Todd sent her $50 via Cash App. A second $1,000 payment failed just before his phone went dark. Despite overwhelming evidence, Terriana denied knowing Todd or visiting Hudson. Days before trial, she accepted a plea deal. 20 years to life for murder, plus 3 years for the gun charge with parole eligibility after 23 years. In court, Todd's ex and mother delivered emotional statements about his life, his struggles, and the impact on his young daughter. Terriana offered a brief apology before sentencing, and just like that, a brilliant life was cut short. A daughter left waiting, and a quiet town shaken by a chilling truth. Justice came, but the pain remains. If you found this story gripping, like, share, and subscribe for more real crime stories that uncover the truth behind the silence. Hit the bell icon and never miss what hides beneath the surface.